Some of my friends have been calling me a pig fucker. I questioned this. It didn't entirely make sense to me at the time. I obviously don't do that. Um, However, I did make that video about how RCMP officers killed homeless people, undesirable homeless people, as I described them, problem cases. And, well, fuck my police girlfriend's ass like and call her a bitch. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Um, anyway, yeah, that wasn't the whole point of this video. I kind of wanted to go into a bit more detail why I believe some high-ranking RCMP officers do put an end to problem cases. It was just on the news. I mean, you should know this anyway, that police officers quite often have to deal with the same people over and over again. They're what they're called problem cases, recurring problem cases. They don't ever go away. And sometimes they're really, they're just they're beyond coming back to normal. Like they'll never be normal, and they could get up to anything, and they're quite literally a danger to society because there's no telling what they will and won't do. And you can't have people running around like that. And to be honest with you, we do not have the funds to permanently lock up people like this. I mean, it costs like something like $60,000 a year to keep an inmate in prison for a year. So I may not have entirely all the facts, but I guarantee you, a quick, simple way to get rid of someone is just to let them OD on fentanyl. Because you guarantee that it was some guy in a white coat who invented that, and they invented it for that purpose. And because we live in a capitalist society, it's all about making money. Big Brother, the government, they've stepped in and they're in the drug scene. The person who sells the drugs to these homeless doesn't know. He's oblivious. He's probably a total idiot as well. The person he gets it from probably doesn't know. And the person that he gets it from might know. Maybe. But he'll obsessively compulsively lie about it if approached by him. The circumstances will be controlled in such a way that there's no way of knowing. I mean, the fish rots from the head down. So there's, the rabbit hole goes deep on this one. Personally, drugs aren't safe anyway, so obviously I would not recommend you take any, even marijuana. You just don't know what's in that stuff. I mean, my old man told me back in the 60s that marijuana looked completely different than it does today, and I believe him. It looks unnatural. It looks GMO. It looks all these things, and I know people who think no, it's always looked this way. No, it's organic. Well, maybe the person you get it from thinks it's organic, and maybe the person he got it from thinks it's organic. But somewhere down the line, it's not organic. It don't matter what someone tells you. In fact, it's better that they don't know. It gives them plausible deniability. And that goes the same thing with high-ranking up police officers killing undesirable violent offenders. They send their lower-ranking officers to go check up on everyone. They're the grunts. They have to do the dirty work. They have to risk it. Getting stabbed with a needle or who knows what. It's a dangerous job, and I give them full respect for what they do. They have to put up with a lot of crap. I just pointed out in my other video that high-ranking officials don't put up with bullshit. They just will not tolerate it. I mean, anyone knows that you can't bullshit these guys. And so maybe the video I made before was a bit cheeky, but I told you I'm a part of the propaganda unit. I'm allowed to talk like that. Or maybe I'm not. Well, Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, suffice to say, there are problem people out there that need to kind of go away from the rest of us normal people. That's not being discriminatory, or uh, being callous and cruel. It's just a fact of the matter that one day these people who are gone in the head, they're gonna snap. Something's gonna twig out on them, and they will be a threat to public safety, and that is not acceptable. Because why should innocent people have to worry about people like this who are known to the establishment and known to the authorities as being a problem case, but not necessarily known to some passerby or maybe even a good Samaritan who doesn't know that these people are raving lunatics or whatever problems they have. I mean, this isn't Nazi Germany where we just throw people in ovens, obviously, but I mean, come on, man. It's all about, numbers, the budget, dealing with problem cases. And when I talk problem cases, I mean these people are gone. There's no dealing with them. They will never come back to the light. And as I said, that's unacceptable. Something needs to be done. Really, there should be a slave island. I think they should be herded, and there should be like one of those wheels underground that they all have to push, and it generates electricity. I think that would be a suitable thing for them to go through. I mean, they can be fed accordingly. That's not really a problem. Make them eat their vegetables. They don't have, like the Egyptian slaves back in the day were actually well fed. They were given fish and I don't know what else, but they were given fish for sure. And, no reason we couldn't round up problem cases and make them work underground to generate electricity. That sounds like a marvelous idea to me. It's called being eco-friendly with a twist. So anyway, might have a couple girlfriends in the police department, or maybe just the ones that pretend they're police officers and you know uh, have handcuffs and stuff. I'm not really into that kind of stuff, but like you know, my friends, if they are willing, fuck them in the ass and call them bitches. It'll be funny. Trust me. Um, yeah. There is some things to, yeah, getting back onto the serious stuff. I mean, yeah, I'd like to be able to tell just jokes, but my channel is more geared towards conspiracy theories and things like that. So work with me here. Um, yeah, lots of stuff going on, serious stuff. And it's like you may look at me and go, "Does Ryan O'Keefe look like a bitch to you?" And some people are gonna say, "Yes, yes, he does look like one." I don't like being called that, but there's not a lot I can do to stop them. I am going to start working out again, build up my muscle so that I can defend myself. Anyway, there's other things I wanted to talk about as far as police activity goes. I've seen stuff on social media, specifically Facebook. I'm on this particular page called Cop Block, and they just show videos of police officers engaging with people. And I've seen a few of them, and to be honest with you, some people are reactionary. well, reactionary in the sense is they react. They don't know how to comprehend this situation properly, and they say stupid things. And I look at it from a logical point of view. Like I saw this one video, I forget what it was called. Anyway, there was these punk skateboarders, young guys, probably still in high school, definitely still in high school, probably 16, 17 years old, and they were loitering in a private area. Obviously, they're not supposed to be there. They were arrogant little pricks too. And the police officer told them to leave, and they didn't really listen. And then the police officer started to raise his voice, and then they did leave. But he took one of them and he put him in the police car. And all his friends were like, "No, man, we were leaving. We were leaving. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong." Well, he didn't respect authority. You have to respect authority, or you're going to get in trouble. You're going to be taught a lesson. They probably just drove him around the block a few times and, probably just put a sprinkle of terror in him, which would be appropriate. I don't know. The clip didn't go that far. So he would have just got a slap on the wrist. That's just the reality of it. But as I said, you cannot be disrespectful. I mean, I was cheeky with my videos that I made, but that's not quite the same thing. If if a police officer is giving me commands, and I don't mean like Simmons from Person of Interest, where he's giving me a shovel and I got to dig my own grave kind of thing, not those kind of directions. But yeah, if he's telling you don't jaywalk or whatever, then just don't do it. It's not that hard. You don't have to give him attitude about it. Because that reminds me of another video I saw where his friend was filming, they were black. His friend was filming this 16-year-old black kid who got, he was shouting at the police officer after an incident where the police officer had told him, don't jaywalk. You do not start shouting at a police officer. I don't care how stupid you are, you just don't do it. And the police officer said he smiled at him as he was jaywalking after he told him not to do it. So obviously, there's no respect for authority there. And if he didn't respect authority that time, in the future, he's not going to respect authority again. And it could be worse the next time. Because young minds are very impressionable. They think they can get away with something one time, and then it can build. And, eventually they're doing serious stuff, and, there wasn't anyone there to stop them from doing that stuff in the first place. So they need rules. They need to respect those. They don't need to know that why a police officer is telling them not to do something. They just need to do it. As in, don't do what they told you to do. No, that came out wrong. I mean, do what they tell you to do, but you don't have to know why they're telling you to do the thing that they're telling you to do. Yeah, I think that came out right. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, this black kid starts yelling at him, starts cussing at him, and the police officer's like, you're resisting, and this and that, I don't know, police jargon. Anyway, he pins him to the ground, and he calls for backup. It was the right call. He wasn't being, brutal with him. He wasn't using excessive force or anything. He pinned him to the ground because he was being an arrogant little prick. And his friend's like, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. And he even uttered a few threats. I believe one threat he uttered was, oh, I'm going to break your nose, or something. I forget where this was. This is somewhere in the States. I think Ohio or something. I don't know. Yeah, no, you don't do that. Yeah, God damn, some people are stupid. I mean, I could be a complete retard for making a video like this, because I don't see other people making videos like this. But then that's what makes me unique. That's what makes my channel different. So, yeah, that considered, there are many other examples of when the police are using due diligence and doing their jobs properly. I do believe it is true, though, that higher uppers smudge out problem cases and it kind of gets forgotten about. Can't really prove it, but if you look things from a historical point of view, it's not that far fetched, really. It's just one of those things, like, yeah, so, okay, what other videos did I see on this cop block? Um, Oof, I saw one of a homosexual Batman who enjoyed raping young men who were rapists. So he raped rapists, which I don't agree with. I don't think that's the right way to punish them. And besides, that's just creepy. I mean, it was just a cartoon, but that was kind of spooky. I mean, not that I've been that way, but I don't want someone walking around like that. I don't think it was a representation of a police officer, but I don't really know because I mean, it was Batman. It was on that cop block Facebook thing. So I have no idea what that was supposed to mean, but it was kind of creepy. Because I must admit, a homosexual police officer would be a most terrifying thing, especially for a man like me. Because I'm too pretty, I'm too handsome. Uh, all that aside, I don't think most officers are homosexuals. I don't know that though. I have no idea. I'm just speculating. Um, so, yes. I also saw a video of them in some sort of, it was either asylum or maybe just a hospital where they're dragging some guy around. There was very little context, but the guy was shouting and bawling and they were dragging him around. And you have no idea what he did beforehand, and you have no idea what his history was like. So there was no context, so I can't really add much of a an opinion on that video. And I don't have links to these videos. Just join Cop Block on Facebook, and you'll these videos will pop up, and then you can comment on them, and try and use a little bit of intellect. Don't get all emotional about it, and just go into the frenzy of a certain thought pattern. Try to think of things from a logical, full spectrum of things, of exactly what's going on and whose mind and why and all this other sort of stuff. So anyway, um, as you can see, um, I'm that handsome man who all the women want to get with, and I make their boyfriends jealous. So in a sense, I'm the black man. I didn't exactly, pick this job. I'd be happy with one girlfriend, for a while, mess around with. I don't really care what profession she's in, but to be honest with you, if she's a police officer, or mental health worker, works for hospitals, or a nurse, or a lawyer, or any of those kind of jobs, and not really gonna be too interested in a long-term relationship with them. They could be a problem in the future. Yeah, I prefer more simple women. Not so that I can be manipulative to them or anything like that, but so I don't have to put up with their bullshit later on in life. Um, and besides, I'm not used to being touched, and I get the feeling that a police officer girlfriend would be a lot tougher than me because they're used to using force and they live normal lives, so they're used to touching and having intimate moments and things like that. I am not used to that, so I will be quickly and easily intimidated by that. Not that I'm a pussy or anything, but it's got to be slow, okay? And an aggressive girlfriend is not what the doctor ordered at this time. Um, yeah, so I covered a few subjects in this video. Yeah, I still do believe that high-ranking police officers snub out problem cases. And sometimes it's justified for them to do that, but they can't really explain it because a lot of people just aren't going to understand. Because these are, they're scary individuals, and eventually they're going to go too far. There's that. There's me making this video, which could be designated as a no-no, a wrongdoing. I think. I'm not really sure. So, you know, take things with a pinch of salt. Just relax. Um, yeah, if I have any bureaucrat girlfriends out there, um, I suggest that you go fuck yourselves. Yeah, yeah, you go fuck yourselves. You do that. Anyway, gonna finish up this video here and probably make another one later. I got the time to. I feel like I got some ideas in my head, so the working project, just trying to make a YouTube channel, make some damn money. So anyway, I'm not gonna bore you with the details. Come up with a video later. See you guys.